Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's having an excellent day. Can't see, these are gross. How's everybody doing? Give everybody a minute or two to log in here. Hi Mooch. Been having a good day here. It's kind of nice weather, cooler-ish, but nicer out, which is great. It's not too sweaty, which is good. It rained a little bit on the weekend, but it's been actually pretty nice lately, so going on big walks when we can. All right, let's just move this over here. Okay, so we are back today with our bedtime stories, our jars of memories that we worked on last week. As you can see, those of you who tuned into the live stream last week, you can see that I was able to make a little bit more progress, which is great. I completed what we started in that I did all of the main outlines that I usually leave until the end. I put all those in next, and I think that really helped with laying out the layering shadows. Now when I go in and add in some of these shadows, like at the bottom of this vase here, I'm going to know where to put them because it's just within those containers, kind of like these 3 jars and this table would have been all kind of cut out and pasted onto this piece of art. So before I was putting all the shadows down, putting on the outlines, and then putting the main shadows down to emphasize that layer. So I think I was duplicating shadows in areas I didn't have to. Like I probably would have put a shadow to the right of this kind of longer jar, but then I would have covered it all up with the lines and such, and then overlaid it with more shadows, etc. Or if my brain was thinking about it, I would have just put the shadow down here, but then it would have looked funny until I got to this stage of putting the outlines on. So I kind of like look forward to the outlines personally, leaving them to the end. But I think that this helps the design quite a bit. So I've left off the kind of shadow that goes in between the gray and the lighter gray, and I'll put that in last because that gives me that little bit more of a layering effect, kind of a cool effect on those outlines. And then that can be kind of like a I'm almost done kind of mental check for myself. So I went in and I did all of my highlights and shadows on the jars. So they're looking a little bit better. So I think if we turn some of them off, we can see they're a little more glowing, which is great. I don't have highlights on the red yet. So I think I'll go back in and do those soon, but I started doing the shadows within our little cutout pieces here. So I think we're going to continue with that a little bit for right now, because we have all those brushes selected and ready to go. Okay. So those of you who follow my blog received a note this morning, that there was a new post, and it announced a whole bunch of things that I have going on for the fall. So I just completed my 30-day reel challenge for the mom market, and I had so much fun, and I actually think like I got a lot quicker. Mojo would disagree, but I got quicker at creating the reels, and I have quite a few ideas of how I want to kind of incorporate those into my studio stuff. Not every day, I don't think. Although the 30 days didn't feel as labor intensive as I thought it might. Like, a big project like that, you kind of come down to partway through and you're just kind of overwhelmed. But luckily I had lots of content, and I've been prepping for the market, so anything that was kind of product related, I had the product on hand to film and work with. So it worked out really, really well, and I have a few ideas of things I want to do in the coming days and weeks, because we have big things coming. So we have a market on Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. So that's 2 weekends from now. So not this upcoming weekend, the weekend after. And then I have, right after that, the online shop will go live. And then, so that will be all of the Halloween and fall products that we have around here, which is going to be super fun. And then I have a market. I actually, as of like 5 minutes ago, I have 2 markets in November. There is a market that I had forgot I applied for here in the area, and I got the Christmas market there as well, and so I'm very excited. So I have all my Christmas product coming to me very soon. Actually, once I get 2 more shipments, well, 1 more pickup and 1 more shipment, I'm gonna have all my product for the rest of the year. So I'm very excited about that. What else is happening? So in October, shop update will come right after Thanksgiving markets. So everything will be available online, whatever isn't sold at the market. I also have a very exciting thing that I'm not going to talk about just yet. If you follow me on my blog and you follow my Instagram, you'll find out later this week, I believe. It's getting to a point where I forget what I'm scheduling. Everything's scheduled and everything, it's starting to blur. So I'm excited to kind of start putting things together and having them kind of out in the universe, so I don't have to keep track of what people know and what they don't anymore. Keys is in the stream. Hello, hello. I'm here with Super Mojo. I just saw your comment. So funny. So yeah, so that's exciting business. More to come on all those things. So please make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook. The announcements won't really be on Behance for locations and shop updates, but all the product's going to be there. So definitely keep an eye on Instagram and Facebook, because you'll see where, when, and where those things are available. And there'll be more on the other markets in the stuff in November coming out later this week. I was just waiting for a few emails, and they just came through right before the stream. So that's all very exciting. But I think I'm going to cut myself off I'm worried about the amount of product that I ordered, and I'm worried about I don't want to fill the season too much because it is my favorite season. I just want to take it in. I want to go to some markets instead of being in all of them. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I'm very excited. I spent a good chunk of Friday planning out a lot of that work. And it was a lot. Like, my brain was fried at the end of the day. The admin part of the studio is not a lot. I don't have a huge store, so it's not that it's too much. It's just kind of like stuff I'm not super familiar with, so I find it a little bit more taxing. Excuse me, sorry. This is under these shadows, correct? Okay. I'm just checking my layering here. So I find it a little bit more strenuous to work through, but I kind of have some good rhythms, and I have some people I can ask these questions to. And I was at Hello Maker, actually, local space. She has a Focus Friday, which is great because anybody who's doing like businessy type things can kind of have a quiet space to work, and also have other businessy type people to ask questions. So I asked her a couple of questions as well. So super, super helpful to have all these people who will help me out when I'm getting a little bit lost. But I think most of the stuff is ready to go. I do have a big plan. Once I have all the product in hand, I have like 2 huge boxes right beside me here full of stuff that's gonna go get ready for sale. For the markets and the shop, and then I like I said, 2 more things, 1 pickup and 1 delivery. And once those are here, I'm planning on spending a few evenings, probably a good chunk of the weekend, putting all of it together so that I'm not doing it right up until the market. So it feels early to have the product, but also late at the same time. And I booked the markets that I did, the 2 that I had originally booked. I had them booked for, I intentionally like October because I was thinking of Halloween product, and then in November because it was the last one from that vendor that was available, and I thought, well, that'll be perfect for Christmas time. But 1 month apart has been making kind of scheduling challenges on my end, more for just kind of like, I don't want to inundate my followers with like so much information and so many products, but then everything can't come out at once. So a lot of my Friday was like moving my calendar around and being like, how do I spread this out so that it's not inundating people, but then how do I have it all close enough together that people don't miss out on the product and it's not like coming out like too late or too close to Christmas time. Because there's some products people are going to want ahead of Christmas. Stop it. Thank you. And not just because it's gifts or anything, but like for different reasons. Follow on Instagram to see what's going on there, and Facebook. But so like the timing of the markets is good. It's just kind of like, how do I flow it out without being annoying? Oh my gosh, Odari's here. Welcome, Odari. Welcome to the stream. Which leads me to the next thing, actually. I was talking about things for October. So the next thing, for those of you who are artists, Inktober starts tomorrow. Odari, do we have a Spooktober list? I forgot to check the Discord to see if there was one. So we've got Spooktober potentially. Lots of illustrators, actually, if you follow online, they have different challenges coming out. Some of them are announcing them right now. Inktober's had their list up for about a month or so, I think. They usually do it like early September. They have a lot of cool words this year because of the markets and everything coming up and all those things. I'm not planning to like officially do all of these Inktober and Spooktober, but I may participate in a couple days or so. Odari says he does have a list for Spooktober, excellent, and he's going to post it tonight. So if you're on the Discord, take a look, and you can participate in that as well. So if I'm going to go through the list, and I think there's a couple words from Inktober that I want to try, and I think a couple from I'll give a couple Spooktober ones a shot, but I'm not going to. I just got off the 30-day reel challenge, so I'm not going to commit myself to another 30-day something, especially with all the markets and holiday things coming up. But a couple are always fun to do because to get a little sketch going here and there. And I have like a new notebook, a new sketchbook on the go, so I want to fill it with fancy art too. So. Yay, Spooktober, Inktober, all the Tober things. Woohoo! How is everybody in your household? Oh, Daria, I hear people were sick. It's that time of year. Everybody's got colds around our work and friend group right now. I gave it this weekend and it didn't hit, so now it's tough noogies. The cold is not allowed in here until for a long time. So tough noogies. Oh, we have Alessandra in the house. Hello, Alessandra. I'm so sorry I missed your streams this weekend, but I did go back and catch up on yesterday's before this stream, and your zines are looking amazing. Good job. They're killing it. All those colors are really good. You have an excellent collection of green pencil crayons. They look really good. Key says Inktober is fun. Most interesting month-long event of them all, in my honest opinion. Fair enough. It's a good one. It's because it's been long running, so everybody kind of starts there first, which is great. But I do like to see other people's approaches. There's one illustrator that I follow, and she does kind of like a lot of like female faces. So she has kind of a prompts that are kind of like red hair with a purple flower, and then that's the only prompt. So just kind of like draw your beautiful face from there. So I'm going to try some of those one time, I think, because I think that would really lend to my style. But I also like the different approaches to it because everybody likes their own kind of words. I find sometimes the Inktober, you're like, I have no idea how to draw that word at all without being too literal, because I find too with the word prompt ones, I get a little bit too literal with the words where I want to be a little bit more creative sometimes. Odari says, I'm not doing the whole list. Fair. Funny, I just got a new handmade sketchbook made today. That's amazing. That's so fun. Yeah, I did, for myself, I didn't make like a new sketchbook or anything like that. I went and purchased it. But we have just recently had a return to office policy go in. So rather than hybrid, we're all in full time. So when that went in, it was like early September, and so I thought, you know what, I'm treating it like back to school to kind of make myself feel a little bit better about it. So I bought myself a new outfit, and I bought myself a new sketchbook, and I just kind of treated it like back to school, which was kind of nice. We're all better at home now. That's good. I'm glad to hear that, because the Rona's going around up here, and I'd like to really avoid that. I have lots of people coming to my house in a few weeks, so I'd like to avoid the COVID if I could. Okay, oh, good Lord. Gotta protect those tiny legs, mister. Okay, bud, I'm not gonna come play right now. You come sit with me. Your announcement on the stream. If you put it in the chat, I don't see the chat when I rewatch them. So I did not see your announcement. You'll have to spill the beans here. I need to take special note of anything else. Mojo, on your bed, please. Come on, buddy. I'm doing a live stream. Settle down. Thank you, handsome. Going to Adobe Max in person. Yay! Yeah, I saw you mentioned that last week or something. That's very exciting. That's definitely something that I have on my list to do. This year is not that year, but I'm seriously considering next year, depending on where it is, because I think it would be a lot of fun. Oops, no, leave. Mojo, come on. That elevator opens 8,000 times a day. I think you can just leave them alone. You're fine, buddy. Good Lord. Okay. I also started scheduling out tarot things for the rest of the year. So these are starting to launch. I say in October, but really the first card is going to go, because I don't want the cards to kind of overshadow the market things. I think with the schedule I had cards coming out at the same time as market stuff, but the cards aren't going to be at the market, so I felt like I was just kind of like just throwing things at people, and I was getting overwhelmed, so I don't want my followers to get overwhelmed. So the launches, like the cards are kind of kicking off October 13, which was on purpose because the circus launches on October 13 in the book, and it's going to run through until the circus, same date as the circus closing, air quotes, closing, like 2.5 years from now. But I've got the card. So the first card kind of technically launches in November after my last market of the year, sorry. And then so in the meantime, there's going to kind of be like sneak peeks and things like that going. But so these are launching in 2 weeks. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm getting the posts ready. I still haven't done the animation learning, but we'll see how it goes. That's mostly just kind of like to add a little element to the cards when they're posted, just to kind of give them a little bit of movement and things. So I'll keep you guys posted as I learn that. Maybe if I learn a little bit in the coming weeks or so, we can do it some on a live stream or something. We can learn together. But anyway, the actual animation or no animation, the cards are going to start launching in a couple weeks, which is very exciting. I think Inktober has the most participants too. At some point, I've spent hours each day looking over Twitter for everyone's work. Definitely, like Inktober has existed for a really long time. Like it was going on when I was in art school, and that was ago. So we will. It was a thing like a long time ago. So it's kind of like one of those things. It's like the brand name that you know, and then the other lists that come out are like there's ones for writers. There's one for all kinds of different things. So it's the better known one for sure. But it's there's all kinds of really good ones out there. Yeah. So we're just continuing on with the cards here. I'm liking how this card's coming together. There's a lot of little pieces in this one, so we don't have as much of the stained glass going on because there's already a lot of little pieces. Something that I want to keep in mind for future cards because it kind of like, there's a lot to look at here, but I think it's coming together okay. I'm gonna have to emphasize the jars on the backgrounds there and the back bookshelf just a little bit. I'm not gonna model them all out, but make sure that they're prominent because we need to look like the room's full of these things. Oops. Oh dear. Oh dear. So what else is everybody working on tonight? I know Alessandra said she's working. We just chilling on a Monday. Been working on this and market stuff all weekend. Trying to make my house look like a human lives here. Going out for walks with Mojo while the weather's nice. Come on, switch the thing. Oh my goodness gracious, come on. Me and the tech haven't been friends today. Sheesh. I sent a video to my sisters, and it wasn't the video that I sent. And then when I put my phone down, it called them instead. And so I was like, no. I just want to put my phone down and do the thing. And now some of my shortcuts here aren't working. Today's should be a tech-free day, I think. It's been a lot. Hodari's going to be working on sleep soon. It's been a long day. Oh dear. That's fair. Yeah, take care of yourself for sure. Some days are like that. Just a little bit extra. A little bit much. Well, thank you for choosing me this live stream for your evening entertainment, unless you're using it to fall asleep to, in which case you're welcome, I guess. And Keys is going to be working quite a bit soon. Yeah. You know what? I'm not going to be too far behind you guys. I'm going to do the live stream and I'm probably going to go to bed. Work day tomorrow. Gotta get up early. Mojo's stoked. Jerry says, OMG. Working on planning a move. Oh dear. Like a house move? Those can be a lot. Like exciting to move to a new place and like set up a new place. I don't like packing up the old place. Which is why I kind of hope I can just stay here. For so many reasons I want to stay here, but that can be one of them too. So Adari, I know you haven't been streaming. I know you've been building up your studio and all that kind of stuff, but have you been working on some of the moonstone type things in the background? Because I've been eager to see some more. He says, yeah, seeing what I'd take it first. Interesting. So yeah, I think where I'd move, stuff like that. I gotcha. I see what you're saying. There's a lot of little pieces here, making a lot of shadows. This one's a little different for sure. Holy. Hi, Mook. What else is happening around here? Just been a little just puttering around, maybe trying to get ahead of things so that once we get into the fall season, I'm not going to be too busy. So I like to take in the fall and the winter season. I don't want to get too crazed so that they blow past. And then all of a sudden we're in summer again. I want to enjoy the fall. It's my jam. Dari says, I want to jump back into Moonstone, but everyone is hyper for Terra Midnight. Well, Terra Midnight stuff was pretty awesome. Because I think the last stream I saw from yours was like the poster. Because Terra Midnight's the girl with the green and the black. And yeah, that was awesome. But I'm here for any of the Moonstone projects, any of that kind of stuff. Because they were looking awesome before you had to take a break from your streams. Fall's my jam also. Yes. It's my favorite time. There's so few of us out here. Yes. Okay, so yes, that's who Terra Midnight was. Okay, perfect. Because I was going to ask specifically about her, and I was like, oh no, I'm blanking on her name. So, yeah. Either one. All exciting business. You can work for the people, but you also should do things for yourself too. Something I forget sometimes. Holy cow. Indeed. What did I do here? Oh, it's because of the stained glass. I see. Yeah, this is definitely something to keep in mind because there's all these little pieces creating all these tiny shadows. So this is a longer process than it normally is. But I think it's going to come out pretty good. So if we turn this off. Yeah, look at them pop. Woohoo! But I forgot all the lids. So they all need some shadows and stuff too. So we'll keep going on those. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a break from that because I don't want this to be too boring for anybody. And we're going to do a new one. And we'll do the highlights on the red. How's that? What am I looking for here? Okay, so let's do I don't even have a color for that. My goodness gracious. Keys is asking, is that a novel? And Odari says, yes, it's a graphic novel. So yeah, I definitely recommend. I assume they're still there, Odari. Like, go back and check out the live streams that he did. Because especially like the most recent posters and stuff that he was working on was that Terra Midnight that he mentioned. Really awesome. So definitely recommend checking it out. all the characters are super fun. And then, like, yeah, the Moonstone stuff there, all the characters, super fun. I'm very excited to see it come together. It's going to be so fun. Oh, for Pete's sake, let's try that again. So I always feel like a graphic novel would be so much fun to do. Just need the story, really, and to be done the tarot cards first. It's a huge commitment, and it's a lot of work to do one. When I was at the studio on Friday, this one person was there, and they said, you know, like, there's this artist I follow, and she just puts out 1 page a month. And I was like, yeah, because they take a super long time. I'm surprised she can get 1 page out a month. You know, they're just so much work, but I'd need the perfect story and stuff like that to drop it. I would love to take one on. Like, I think that would be so much fun. But, like, Odari's got his story and everything built there, so he's got lots of material to work on. So excited. Nice. Hues says, yeah, I've been watching some of Odari's older episodes while working. I love that. Yeah, I've been, if I don't have, like, meetings, or if I'm doing, like, work where I could listen to music or an audiobook or something, if there's a good stream on, I'll check it out for sure, because it's always fun to see what people are up to and get super inspired by the work too, like to see what other people are doing, even if it's not what I'm currently working on or related to what I'm working on. There could be a cool tool that you find or whatever else. So process or an idea, all kinds of fun things. So I've been enjoying the live streams for sure. But guys, everybody's got a fun approach, which is cool. This is what this was missing. Highlights on the red. It was feeling flat. It was feeling a little tired. I thought the highlights in the white would bring it back, but it was the red highlights. These are like chef's kiss, because that like little bit of a yellow glow look really pulls this style together, I think. Anyway, I love this. Odari says, sorry I've been MIA. It's been a really crazy year. It had a total life change. Totally understandable, dude. Not even to worry at all. We do miss your streams, but life comes first, man. So by all means, like, we'll just do what Hues is doing, and we'll watch the old ones. And we'll be here when you're ready. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. We will be here when you're ready. Sometimes life has different plans. And it happens. As long as everybody's healthy and safe on the other end, that's the key part. You see, that's exactly what was missing. See, look at how, like, just that little tiny bit. And I think for this one, because I find like the highlights on the jars for the white, because it's such a light pattern to begin with, I think it works, but it doesn't do the same thing that the red does. So I might pop in some like artificial highlights in a few different spaces, different on this card from the other ones, just because we need that highlight, that bit of a kick. Alessandra says, no worries, I feel you, Odari. And Odari says, sweet, I miss you guys. Well, we're so glad that you're able to join us on these streams here, to hang out for just a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit. Now, I wonder... I don't think it's going to factor in. I was just thinking I used the gray shadow on that red plate there instead of like a brown shadow. But that's, I think, the only one that's going to have one of these heavy shadows over top of it. So I think leaving it as the gray is probably fine. We'll see if it looks weird later. Okay, now we're going to switch back to our this and our different colors, sorry. Use your words, Erin. No, I want to switch to this, you goose. There we go. So yeah, I was able to see some of Uma's streams this weekend because they're usually on while I'm kind of like easing into the morning. But Alessandra, if all my shipments come in, I'm going to be doing market prep, so I should be able to watch some of your streams this weekend. Although, don't you have a market this weekend? Now that I think about it. So it'll be like the one weekend you're not streaming, and I'll be available to watch your stream. Oh, Alexander says, having a hard day today. My partner's grandfather passed away from cancer. Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's not good. That sucks. Oh, on a Wednesday. Why is it on a Wednesday? Now I need to see a calendar because I don't know what's going on. Hang on. Oh, interesting. Cool. So you will be streaming this weekend. Excellent. I'm so sorry to hear about that because that's not good. That's bad news. So I'm glad that she said, I'm glad your stream is on. Well, I'm glad I could be here to help a little tiny bit. Ah, it's combined with a farmer's market. I see. Yikes. Okay. Easy one. Sorry guys, lots of zoom in on this one. I hope no one has a migraine or anything. Or no one gets a migraine. Sandra says, I was able to prepare my rolled case. I'll bring that the day I'm ready to roll. Yeah, that is the advantage of thinking it was earlier than it is, because now you're packed and ready to go. That's my biggest pressure remover, is just make sure I'm packed and ready to go a couple days ahead, so that if I think of anything else I can add to it, or otherwise I know I'm ready to go. So now you're ready. Pressure's off. Don't have to worry about prints or anything else spending for no reason. Sorry, anxiety. Well, now you've got now everything's done, and you can just ease into it, and you'll be all set to go. You don't have to worry about prints not coming in on time. All that kind of fun madness. Add an extra sign or two to your booth. See how that goes. Who put this many tiny bits on this illustration? Who did it? We've been doing a couple objects cards here on the tarot deck, so the next one's gonna have people in it. I'm thinking I'm doing the acrobats next. Feeling excited about that card, so I'm gonna put that one on next, I think. So I have some people dancing around, a little bit more of a scenery instead of just objects. No problem with the objects, but just the emotion and the people and stuff like that kind of adds a level of excitement to the card that's very exciting. Stream October 12th and 13th. I'll be on the train to Miami to attend Max Monday. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna be. That's when my market is, and when Canadian Thanksgiving is. So I probably won't be watching too many streams that weekend anyway. So thank goodness I won't be missing anything. Okie dokie. How are we doing here? Let's click save, shall we? Okay, we got a couple lids and stuff in here that need some love. Okay. Oops. Now is not the time for charge, Alessandra. Now it's time to rest. Be chill. Be zen with the tarot. She says, I'll do the dishes after your stream, so no rush. All right, it's a 4-hour stream tonight, folks. At Alessandra's request. Oh my goodness. No, I'm excited now that the market things are kind of off to print and things. I can really focus on the tarot cards for a little bit, really dig deep into them. I'm just really enjoying these cards and how they're coming together. So we'll I'm very excited to keep working on them. Ooh, yeah, Odari just posted the Spooktober list in Discord under the monthly art challenge. That is where I'm going immediately after this. Thank you, Odari. That's very exciting. So that'll be fun because I do have like the new sketchbook and stuff, and like I'm kind of I always have kind of like an art journal on me all the time, so it'll be like art notes and things like to-do lists for the day, whatever I need to put it in there. So sometimes they're a lot more full of words than they are sketches, so I'm kind of hoping, but like this is such a really nice sketchbook. I don't have it nearby. Where was it? I had it earlier. Oh no, it's over there. It's a really nice sketchbook with really nice paper in it. So I want to get some art in there. So maybe I'll use these Spooktober and Inktober lists to get some art in there. Madari says it's a very creative and crazy this year, the list. Excellent. Let's go. Yeah, I do like seeing what people come up with too. Because like I said, I tend to be like, unless I'm sitting with something for quite some time, I tend to be a little bit more literal in my kind of approaches to these pieces. So, so I like to sit on the list a little while and just kind of see what else I can come up with. But yeah, going through the Inktober hashtags and the Spooktober things, it's very cool to see what people come up with. Very cool. And the different styles too. I love it. I think it's a really good way of showing too how like unique artists can be. Everybody's given the same prompts and how different everybody like can be in their approach to it. So fun. So much fun. Oops. That's the best part, truly. So I was like seeing what people come up with and what they're thinking about. Like my favorite thing when I was in school, I don't push it so much now because I find like, because notebooks and sketchbooks can be a little bit more personal, so I don't do this as often anymore. But I do like looking at other people's sketchbooks a lot to see, because it helps me to see how they think and how they work through things. So seeing people's sketches and ideas and stuff really helps me to understand how their brain works a little bit, which is great. But you know, like notebooks and things, like I wasn't reading people's like diaries or anything, but like going through their sketchbooks and things. But that kind of stuff is pretty personal to certain people, so I don't push it too hard anymore because some people don't want you in their space. Again, not that I was like stealing people's stuff and forcing them to show me their sketchbooks. I was just always very interested in them because it shows how people think. He says, had it not been for that, it wouldn't work or work this long and branch into so many other events. Exactly. Yeah, they've tapped into something, that's for sure. And for those of you who'd like find like the thought of like a daily something to be very challenging, you don't have to do every day. You can just do like once a week, or like you can pick 2 to do or whatever. But Inktober also does a full year one. So I forget what day of the week it is, but they will do they'll do like one a week. So there's like 52 prompts in a year. So if you wanted to do one per week instead, that's a possibility too. So they do that throughout the year. Alessandra says, sounds like you're acting like a rebellious teenager. Every day, Alessandra. Every day. All right. So I think we have most of our shadows. I think there's one here before I move on, I want to enhance this one a little bit. And my eye goes right to this space, which isn't always a good sign. So let's just, I think it's the added highlight there. Okay. No. I need to speak with the garden. Where's Mojo? Mojo is sleeping. He's right over here, sleeping. We've been adjusting to this like return to work thing because I've not, like, it's 5 days away from him. Well, 4 because of vacations. Super Mojo, as Keys calls him. So we've been adjusting to that a little bit. He's not a fan of the early mornings. So he's been kind of like a sucky, sleepy guy all weekend long while I've been at home and he gets to sleep in. Give him a little cape. Okay, so shadows are done. So let's go back to where I was going in the first place here. I want to see what's happening here. Dari says, your work is amazing as always, Erin. Love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, this has been really, I don't want this like at all. This has been really growing, which I really like a lot. I'm really loving this right now. And that was like kind of a cool thing about the Reel project was that that is a ginormous brush. There we go. I could look back on some of my older art pieces and see what was going on and how much I've grown, and just like even just since I started really getting back into this a little more seriously in the pandemic. I think I've mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I'm pushing my phone to its limits. Like it wants me to upgrade and let it go. But I don't want to. So I was clearing out some space and getting some of my old photos off of my phone and putting them onto my computer. I'm going to be sharing some of like this fun like look back art stuff, because some of it I had forgotten I did. I had forgotten I did a whole bunch of that stuff, which was crazy. So it's kind of fun to go back and see what's going on. We have King Eloke to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Good job, Moch. Now I'm thinking, okay, to complete my last thought. So yeah, you're into the season posts from like stuff that I did a few years ago, and then some like I was gutting the apartment a few years ago, and I went through some of my old sketchbooks, and I have some photos of those. So yeah, I'm gonna do like a look back vintage Erin kind of post for a while, because it's just kind of some art I completely forgot about, which is amazing. So record your art, because it's fun to go back and visit it. Okay, so if I'm gonna do, I don't want to like break these out entirely. Like I don't want to like completely block them out. But I think if I'm going to do this kind of highlight, I'm going to have to do this kind of highlight on the cards themselves. On the cards themselves, on the jars out front here. Like maybe that's where that harsh highlight comes in I was talking about. Like if I do something like oh, well, that's not a very good example. Nope. Something like that on some of them. Okay. This is what I want to do here is I just want to emphasize the fact that these jars are here. I don't want them to get buried when we scale the card down. I want the jars to be what if I have a, oh, there we go. Yep, that's what I want. I thought this was a multiply layer, which I think it is, yeah, but I think the lighter gray might just kind of help us out here a little bit. Oh dear. No, I want to do what I had before. We just want to bring it down. Oh, we have RB in the chat. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We're working on tarot cards again. Oh dear, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay, so let's... I need more than that. So what if I do? So not for all of these, but just some of them. Just to give that idea. I'm not sure about those harsh lines. Not really living for it. Wish I hadn't erased those. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? See how far my undo goes. I'm taking these out because what I did was I erased, and I'm doing the harsh lines there. There. Magic. Okay, so the only reason why I did that is because I think I'm gonna not want those harsh lines later, and it's gonna be a lot harder for me to close this file and then put those back in because I just erased. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with a new layer and see if the multiply works here. I don't think it will actually. No, it's not gonna do what I want. I'm gonna make it an overlay then. There we go. The reason why I worked on the other one was because it was on the same layer as the black paint. So that's why it's an overlay here, but it's going to get the same effect because it's still over top of the black paint. And then if I'm going to go in with those harsh spaces, then I'm going to go in and mask them out instead of erasing them, because that's easier to remove. And fix later if I don't like it. He says the amount of details is pretty advanced already, and I thought that 2 episodes ago. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because it's good to hear from the outside, because like I'm staring at these all the time, and I was worried that this one was actually coming out a little basic. So I'm glad that that's the feedback. Thank you so much. That's why the live stream is one of my favorite things. And to keep in mind, these are going to be presented at like this scale. Maybe not that scale, but pretty small. Actually, no, it's going to counteract, so I'll just keep doing it as that was, and then this. Hide layer, and I want to go to this. So that if I do this, let's try again. So see, they're masked out now. It's the same effect, but it's going to be easier for me to undo it and replace it later if I decide I don't want it. So I could always just kind of like do this rather than painting the black back in, because it's not a solid black. So putting it back in would just be a frustrating endeavor. Let's try again. Is that a gremlin keys? Like, expect to see a little gremlin somewhere. Oh, maybe I'll toss one into one of these cards at some point. Who knows? A little Easter egg. Okay, I'll do this guy here. So again, same effect. Just gonna maybe put a bit of a highlight here, a highlight here. No, let's try again. There we go. Then one here, and one here. Oops. Here we go. There we go. Oh, a little devil. Oh, the devil will play into a card. There is a devil card. He'll be here. A chupacabra. Oh my goodness gracious. You guys, I tell ya. Okay, so I think, let me hit save, please. So I feel like we're in pretty good shape for this card. So I have to model the curtain a little bit because it's kind of in the way. It's just kind of just sitting there because it's so flat. There's no texture on it yet. I was trying to decide how I wanted to model it. I'm probably just going to add shading and kind of speckle kind of like most of the jars instead of stained glassing it. Yeah, I think it'll be too much of the polka dots and everything to stained glass it. So I'm going to treat it like kind of flat. Just to make sure it's up front there and see if there's anything further we can add there. Well, so that'll darken that back a little bit, which so it won't be too prominent. It's kind of taking over a little bit right now. So the next thing I'll do is the curtain. But I think for the most part, everything else is kind of done, which is great. So that'll be my next step. I'm going to play around with the curtain there, see what kind of coloring and shading and stuff I want done there. And then we'll see how it looks. And then when it's done, we'll move on to the next card, which will probably be next week. I do have kind of a personal project, like just something that isn't tarot that I've been wanting to pick away at. I've been waiting for the market stuff to be done. I don't know if it'll be ready for next week. So if it's not, we have a tarot card. If not, we'll do something else kind of fun. Probably still in fresco though. But I think I'm going to take this logical breaking point and let you all get on with your evening. So thank you so much to everybody who tuned in tonight. Keys, Odari, Alessandra, RB for a tiny little bit. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, Alessandra. Time for dishes. So sorry. It's time for a mojo walk, so it's time for dishes. We both gotta go. So everybody, I hope you have a great week. Go check out the Spooktober list for sure. Keys says me 2 episodes from now. So Erin, when are you going to add that detail? Oh my goodness. You guys got to keep me on my toes here. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a great week. Like I said, check out the Spooktober list that Odari just posted. Keep an eye out for any Inktober lists. Get all creative. Share all your fun things. And I will catch you all same time, place next week. Have an awesome week, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in.